I don't have the bell. I don't have the bowl. Good morning. All of you with your bright faces and wonderful smiles, and all of you who are streaming us at this time, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Grand Traverse. I'm Marianne Rivers, and I'm a member of the Sunday Services Committee. Welcome to the service, where all are welcome, of every background, identity, and age. We especially extend our love to families with young children. As spiritual people, we practice the art of staying curious, even when things can at times feel a little uncomfortable. So let's remember that as a community, we're building a culture of inclusion and welcome. And this includes the joyful sounds that we might hear from our little ones or from our really old ones. Welcome to those of you who join us streaming and those of you who are in the congregation. If you are visiting or are new to our congregation and are comfortable to stand up and are able, Chris has a microphone, and if you introduce yourselves into the microphone, the streaming people can hear you. Otherwise, they can't hear to pick up. Anybody who would like to stand up and introduce yourself, it's a very friendly crowd. There we go.
Hi, my name is Toby Smart, and this is my first time here, and I'm really excited to be here and meet all you guys.
Thank you.
My name is Claire Smart, and I'm thankful to be here with all of you. Thank you.
We're happy to have you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ellen Fred, and I grew up on Old Mission, and I'm really happy to be here with you today.
Chris? Chris, there's... Oh.
Good morning. My name is
Silly
Mark
me.
Schmidtling. This is my wife, Shia Wang. We're visiting from Midland, that congregation there, and happy to be here, but I'm a little disappointed there's no snow. I mean, I want snow in Traverse, about a foot. That'd be great.
Does anybody have any left in the yard you could get for them?
I'm not really new. I'm Elizabeth. I used to come years ago, and I just thought I'd show up again. So,
Welcome. Over here, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Chelsea Showalter, and this is Anthony, Julia, Owen, and my mom, Nancy Vaughn, and we're all visiting from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we attend the All Souls congregation.
Oh. Good. Well, welcome to all of you. Everybody? We also invite you to join us after our service in the social hall for refreshments and conversation. And there are yellow mugs, so if the visitors would choose a yellow mug, we'll know that you're one of our visitors. We welcome all into our Church of the Wide Embrace and look forward to getting to know you. Sharing our joys and concerns with our beloved community helps us stay connected in caring and celebration. And I always point out the book over here that you may write your joys and concerns in, or light a candle, or both, if you wish. Your joys and concerns will be shared later in the service by one of the Congregational Care Committee, Kelly, to be precise. Later in our service, you may have wondered about what's up here on the table. Later in the service, we'll have a time of communion using earth-based elements. Instead of bread and wine, we'll be sharing a little bit of salt and water. Those of you joining us online are welcome to grab some salt and some water to join us in this ritual of connection. As we start our service this morning, I invite you to set aside the distractions of your daily life. Please turn your electronic devices off so that we might bring our full attention to this time together. First of all, the UUCers, back by wild applause last time, are going to do a song for you today from John Denver, and we'll do that right now, ladies. It's called Healing Time on Earth. Let the mountains talk, let the rivers run. There's a wisdom here, there's so much to learn, there's much to know, much to understand. In this healing time, all across the land, you have heard my songs for so many years. You have laughed with me, washed away my tears. You have shared my joy. You have felt my pain in this healing time. Walk with me again through these darker days, through this narrow line. Help me find my way. Help me see Thank you, ladies. That was lovely. Let us reach the place of self, the place that's not alien to truth. Let us wash over with peace and serenity, with fierce longing for light and heart, with living strength flowing in our veins, bringing ourselves into fearlessness and into trust. By Teresa Gallardo. And now, I believe Alec is gonna light the candle, light the.
I also have some words too that I prepared to say really quick.
Oh, you had some opening words. Oh. Hold that.
We can all use more words, right? Here we like to change it up quite a bit, as you can see. You know, I should say Happy Easter, but, you know, maybe Hoppy Easter a little bit. Yeah. Whoever you are and wherever you are in life's journey, you are welcome here this morning. As we center ourselves, I really thank Marianne for those words. I have some other words to share for this Easter Earth Day communion service. These come from the poet, author, and mythweaver Sophie Strand from her book. It's a really fantastic book called The Flowering Wand, Rewilding the Sacred Masculine. It's actually a book that's a favorite of a few of the staff and even some here in the congregation. And so I invite you to receive these words. May the moon blend us in the bowl of bothness. May we compost our heartbreak, mulch our wounds, pour water into the dry cracks of dead soil. May our wands turn into snakes, our snakes to wands, and our swords to flowers. May our pleasure be as intelligent and revolutionary as ivy digesting a building. May we find rainwater mead in beehives, mushroom-headed gods surfacing from the mycelial underworld. May we approach mountains as our lovers, landscapes as our own bodies. May we honor the porousness of our bodies, ourselves, our souls, our breaths, the place where our roots fuse into other roots, the beings that constitute our song, the larger song we sparkle in as one small star in a constellation. May our time be as slow as bluestone, as quick as a hummingbird heart, as sweet as nectar, as thick as pollen, as light as a spore on the wind. And may we fill the space left behind by blight, by extinction, by harm, with song. May we heal each other, and may we ask each being for its story.
I always have a wonderful feeling knowing that all the Unitarian churches around are also lighting their chalice this morning. And so Alex will light that, and we'll think about those words I did before. Let the sound of the bowl draw you into a place of quiet energy, a readiness to be open and curious, a place where your senses are alive, yet still, a place where you feel grounded here on our precious earth.
Would you please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing hymn number 1068, found in your teal hymnal, Rising Green.
our young friends want to come on up to the carpet and join me for our Time for All Ages this morning. Got lots of space up here. And we're actually staying in the service today, so y'all are welcome to stay up here. I brought big paper if you want to color on the big paper after Time for All Ages, okay? Because we get to stay. You want to color on big paper? Let's do it. Let's do it up. All right. Hi, friends. How we doing? Hi, church. How we doing? All right. This morning we're going to start with a little grounding practice. So can we... Oh, the Easter Bunny's here. With a big shiny egg. Can we link our thumbs together and make a butterfly? This is a practice I actually learned earlier this week. And we're going to do a butterfly hug, it's called. So you're going to put your thumbs together and then put your hands on your chest like this. It's just a little grounding practice to get us settled this morning. And then you're going to tap. So just alternate your butterfly wings. This is just a really good grounding practice to settle our bodies. If you're ever feeling anxious or mad or sad, or you just need to settle your feelings down a little bit, this is a really great way to do that. And it just feels like a nice little hug. Keep doing that if you want to while I talk at you. How many of you have a garden at home? Some of us have gardens at home. How many of you have compost in your garden or know what compost is? Yes, yes. You know what compost is? What is compost?
I know what compost is.
What is compost?
It's a bunch of scraps.
Bunch of scraps, yep.
Banana peel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put it in a bin.
Put it in a bin.
Not a trash can.
Not a trash can.
And you put the lid on.
Yep.
Over time, little creatures will compose it and make it soil.
Crushed it. For anyone that didn't hear that, it's all of our scraps, and we put it in a bin, and all the creatures decompose it and turn it into soil. We got it. That is what compost is. So compost, yes. Your compost bin could be a trash can. It could be whatever kind of bin it is. Some people have it like go right in their garden. Some people have a big bin outside. Some people have the ones that you like crank. Some people don't have compost bins because they don't have space. But compost happens naturally out in the world. So compost is all about decomposition, right? It's about breaking things down. And what happens? You get good soil, but what happens is all of these things are dying, right? All of these things are scraps. All of these things are not the good parts of things that we want to eat, or maybe out in the forest, it's a tree that has fallen. A lot of people use old leaves that have fallen off the trees from the fall in their compost. And compost is all about breaking things down that aren't wanted anymore and turning it into something new and turning it into nutrients that will grow into new life. So Easter is all about celebrating new life, right? Earth Day is about celebrating our earth. So I thought we would talk a little bit about compost today and about how compost kind of relates to us too. So compost is all about turning those things we don't want anymore into things that will bring new life. Do you ever have feelings in your body that you don't want? Yeah, me too, all the time. So feelings in our body that we don't want. What's an example of a feeling that you might not want to keep in your body? Anger. What else? Frustration. What else? Gabe, I see a hand. Sadness. What else might we not want to keep in our body? Being really, really tired, right? That exhaustion, that feeling worn out. So did you know, being embarrassed? Yeah, that might be a good one, absolutely. So there's all kinds of feelings. Shame is another one that's kind of like embarrassed. Things that we don't want to keep in our bodies. Can you point to maybe where you might feel those things in your body sometimes? Not on me. Not my body. Where on your body might you feel those feelings? Maybe in your belly, in your chest. Sometimes if I'm like nervous or anxious, I get shaky legs. Where in your body, not my body, where in your body do you feel these things? You guys are silly this morning. I see some people pointing to their bellies. Their heads, oh yeah, headaches. They can cause headaches, your chest, all kinds of different places in your body that these feelings might live. So we might need to practice some composting of those things, right? Did you know that the earth is really good at that?
No.
Did you know that the trees and the mushrooms and all the decomposers are really good at helping us recycle some of those big feelings? Not composers. Composers are usually people that make music. Decomposers are things that break down all the stuff we don't want. Why do they make it a different kind of music, right? So I want us to go back to that practice that we did last week where we did our laughing and crying and all of that. If you weren't here, I'll review it again. But we're going to practice decomposing and composting some things into the earth this morning. So can we stand up together? Everybody can join us as your body feels able to do so. All right, so we're going to stretch up high because we just need a big stretch this morning. Oh, stretch it out. And then you can sigh or cry all the way down. Just let out some of those big feelings that are somewhere in your body. And if you can touch the earth, great. And if not, your feet are probably touching the earth. And I want you to think about some of those big feelings just rushing out and down into the earth. All the way down. And if you can't reach with your fingers, shoot them out your fingertips. And if your toes are touching, you can shoot them out your toes. All of those icky feelings just down into the earth. And then the earth takes those and composts them, and we pull them back up, and we laugh. And let's practice it again. Sighing all the way down or crying all the way down. Letting the earth take some of those heavy things, trusting the earth to hold those things for us, and bringing up joy. And for good measure, let's do it 3 times. Letting the earth hold all of those things that feel heavy, trusting the earth to hold us on these heavy days, and bringing up joy one last time. And you can shake out the joy, and you can dance out the joy. Feeling good. We can jump out the joy. And then we're going to sing our song. All right, let's stand. Why not? Ready? We are children of the stars. We are children of the earth. We are spinners and weavers in this web of life. And the joy that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being. We are children of tomorrow. We are children of our dreams. We are planners and builders in this web of life. And the future that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being. Don't put the markers on the end. Oh, thank you.
It's time for the offering. We know that our financial contributions to our congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. We're very grateful for this and commit ourselves together to ensure the funds that we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. It is kind of different. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of the congregation. May we give in love and in hope. There are various ways to give: mailing a check, or donating through the website, or giving through Vanco. Recently, the board has decided to earmark a portion of our donation for those in need side of our basket for social justice work. Our offerings truly reflect our commitment to our UU shared values. And now we'll hear Barbara play Mountain Nocturne.
everybody. We've now come to the time in our service where we share our joys and concerns. I'm Kelly McIntosh, a member of the Congregational Care Team. It's our practice as a religious community to set aside time in our service to name and honor the joys and concerns that mark our lives, the milestones and moments of our lived experience. I will be sharing the joys and concerns that have been offered up to us to hold in our hearts today. If you have a joy or concern that's a bit too heavy to share, I invite you to reach out to Alex, Reverend Alex, or the Congregational Care Team. I know there are other members of the Congregational Care Team here today. They would be recognized by this care team on the bottom of their name pin if they could find it. Will those of you who are members of the team raise your hand? Yeah, definitely a good group of people. If your joy and concern is still too raw and tender, we invite you to hold it on your heart as you are held in this loving community, because none of us is meant to travel life's journey alone. From the book we have, A Joy and Thanks to the UUers who showed up at the resistance rally in TC yesterday. I don't know if you guys have been with it. Yeah. For those who couldn't make it, there are some videos online. Apparently there were about 100 people at each spot that was designated. So that's from Judy and Rick Vanderweg. Am I close? Okay. Please send positive thoughts and prayers and good vibes to my roller derby team as we travel to Canada for our first bout this coming Saturday. We are hoping for smooth travels and no injuries, and may you make it back across the border without any problems. Of course, if they know who you are, they probably won't give you too much trouble. And 25 years later, we still need many Paul Reveres to go throughout the countryside warning the masses. 250 years. So, not that it makes a whole lot of difference, right? Yeah. It's been a long time, and as many of the women who are carrying signs say, I thought I was resisting this, years ago, or my mother did this, or my grandmother did this. So, yeah, we just can't give up. And then the ones that came in online, from Pete Batham, A Joy. My joy is that I am re-engaging with life after several years with a seizure disorder. My son and his family's love and support were my light in the darkness, as well as a few trips with them to UU. More people should realize how uplifting these meetings are. I appreciate all the love and support as I venture out into the world again. Thank you. And from Chrissy Perry, a concern. If you could send love out to the universe. My Aunt Rena lost her husband, Tom, on Friday. They had no idea he was sick. He passed away from cancer. He loved her and doted on her. She is lost right now, and I wish I could help her. She is in Saginaw, and I am unable to drive. Grief, I have learned, is just love, deep love. And from Mike Radke, a concern. We are concerned for the 4 immigrants who were picked up by ICE and the Antrim County Sheriff at the Central Lake Laundromat. We offer our support for them, their families, and all our immigrant neighbors as they navigate the unjust threats to their liberty and their lives. So it's a good thing we have our social justice team working on things and ready to go. And then if I can lighten people's spirits a little bit, I have a joy. The spring peepers have been echoing their sounds all over my neighborhood this last week. And that is the sure sign that the weather is changing. So Now let us hold a moment of stillness for the joys and concerns that remain in the silence of our hearts.
Please join me in this prayer for Earth Day by the Reverend Laura Horton Ludwig. Spirit of life, spirit of earth, spirit of all that breathes and is, we love you. We love this planet and its people and its beings. We love this interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. We love it all, and we want it all to be well and blessed and healthy. But we are human, and as a people, our hearts are still small. So often, our love and our sincere desire for the well-being of all is not yet enough to restrain our desire for more for ourselves. More money, more power, and more things. So often, we act in the service of that desire for more in ways that harm our fellow humans and the countless beings with whom we share this earth. And so often, even when we would do otherwise, we feel powerless. The problems are so big. The scale is so enormous. What can one person or one small group really do? But today, let our prayer be for hope and commitment to stay in the struggle, to do what is right as best we can each day, and to love you, spirit of earth and ocean, stars and rocks, beings of every kind, not least our human neighbors, to love this glorious whole as we love ourselves, for we are you and you are us. Blessed be. Please join us as we sing our song of response, Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice, roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
The reading for today is the history of Earth Day. I don't know whether you've taken time to read about it, but in the decades before the first Earth Day, America's environmental awareness was alarmingly low. Leaded gasoline fueled oversized, inefficient cars, while industries pumped smoke and sludge into the air and water unchecked. Pollution was seen as the price of progress, and concerns about its impact on health and ecosystems were largely ignored by the mainstream. This began to shift in 1962 with the publication of Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. Her groundbreaking bestseller exposed the dangers of pesticides and pollution, selling over 500,000 copies in 24 countries. It awakened the public to the deep connection between environmental degradation and public health, marking a turning point in environmental consciousness. Senator Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin, alarmed by the worsening environmental crisis and moved by the massive 1969 oil spill in Santa Barbara, California, remember that? Envisioned a new kind of public engagement, inspiration by student-led anti-war protests. He proposed a national teach-in to raise awareness about pollution. With help from Republican Congressman Pete McCloskey and young activist Dennis Hayes, Nelson set the date for April 22nd, strategically chosen between spring break and final exam, to begin. What began as a campus movement quickly grew. Hayes built a national team of 85 staffers, reaching out to faith communities, labor unions, environmental organizations, and everyday citizens. Rebranded as Earth Day, the event captured the imagination of the country. On April 22nd, 1970, 20 million Americans, nearly 10% of the population, rallied in cities, towns, parks, and auditoriums to protest the toll of unchecked industrialization. Out of curiosity, were you marching? Okay. Just a few, okay. Earth Day 1970, I was singing. 1970 united people across political and social lines. Republicans and Democrats, workers, business leaders, urbanites, farmers, everyone around shared environmental values. It was a rare moment of national unity, sparking the creation of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and landmark legislation like the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, and the National Environmental Education Act. Earth Day marked the birth of the modern environmental movement, proving that grassroots action could drive sweeping change.
Long before we had scriptures and sacred texts, there were seeds and soil, plants bursting forth with life, rivers carving paths through rough stone, stars shining overhead, reminding us of our small place in this grand, expansive universe. Borrowing from the astronomer and planetary scientist Carl Sagan, ours is an ancient planet. In terms of Sagan's famous cosmic calendar, have you heard of that before? If we were to compress the entire history of our universe, all 13.8 billion years, into one single calendar year, we'd see an even more humbling picture. Our universe would begin on January 1st with the Big Bang, New Year's Day. Our solar system and the Earth itself would be formed around September 1st, just jumping a few months. Life would then begin shortly after, sometime there in late September, and the first plants on our planet would emerge sometime in early December. And dinosaurs, believe it or not, dinosaurs would walk the Earth on Christmas Eve, December 24th, suddenly vanishing the very next day. And we modern humans would show up on New Year's Eve at 11:52 p.m. at night. All of our recorded human history making up the final 30 seconds of that full cosmic calendar. Just pause to think about the astonishing scale of our time in this universe and the ancientness of our planet. How lucky are we to be born in this time, in this place, in this emergent hour of our unfolding in the cosmos? With Earth Day approaching this Tuesday on April 22nd, we're in for an interesting convergence of themes, with today being Easter Sunday and our planet being in the state it is in these last few minutes of the cosmic year. It's amazing how we human beings have been here for mere minutes on this timeline, and yet single-handedly have managed to impact the global climate in a mere fraction of a second on the cosmic calendar. 0.2 seconds, to be exact, in the time since the Industrial Revolution. In that time, oceans have grown warmer and more acidic, global temperatures have risen to record levels, and climate disasters are now a common occurrence. Hurricanes, tornadoes, blizzards, and droughts. With these major changes, scientists warn of the irreversible damage that is unfolding, with some feeling like we're in our final moments of being able to shift our course. The Easter story is an interesting one because it's also a story of great hopelessness and despair, though we've come to also know and expect the hope in the later part of that story. In this time and moment, there are many of us feeling like the world is ending, that life as we've known it is changing, and we don't know how this will all unfold. A feeling that I expect the disciples felt as they watched in helplessness as their beloved teacher, rabbi, and friend was executed at the hands of the state. An enemy to the religious and political powers in his time through modeling a new way of being in life-giving relationship with one another and with our planet Earth. In those moments, watching this all unfold, I doubt the disciples had much time to make sense of any of it. Instead, all they could do was watch, feeling hopeless, feeling unable to do anything to stop it. There are many parallels that we can draw on today to these same feelings, watching helplessly as we see our friends and neighbors vilified, exiled, and even crucified each day across all parts of our country and world. The most vulnerable and marginalized among us being harmed as families are separated and lives are put at great risk. The ways we continue to see our planet show signs of this great harm, as we continue to live out of balance with nature and the earth. How many of you know this helpless feeling that I'm speaking about? I've been there a lot this past week. But today's Easter, right? There's more to the story, or I should say the story isn't quite over. In our reading, we heard about some of the disasters that inspired Earth Day and caused our growing awareness for this planet. From the good work of Senator Gaylord Nelson and many others, Earth Day emerged as a unifying moment across social and partisan lines, inviting all of us to examine our impacts and on unbridled industry on the environment, bringing all of us to the table over these same shared environmental values. This was a defining moment in our country where people of all kinds and backgrounds felt the prophetic call to care for our planet. Through the establishment of Earth Day in 1970, we were invited into a new covenant with our nation and the natural world, a covenant and mutual promise to stop, to repent, and to even renew our commitments to this living earth, to take responsibility for what we have done and failed to do, to repair the harm and tread more gently across this fragile, spinning blue sanctuary we call our home. To remember that we too are of the earth and are not above it. Earth Day itself is not just a holiday or a passive day of observance. It's a moral and spiritual invitation to renew our bonds, to pledge ourselves anew to our inseparable connections to the planet and to all life. You might even say that Earth Day itself is a communion, a sharing in common of our mutual desires to live in integrity with the earth and with each other. The root words of communion come from the Latin word communio, com meaning with or together, and munio meaning to share and build, con munio. So this Easter, I invite you into a new story, one in which we can rekindle our connections to each other and to the entire earth. In this service, we're taking an old symbol and ritual and making it new, making a new covenant with our planet. Of all the things that Jesus was in his ministry, he was first and foremost an earth-based teacher and environmentalist who often pointed to lessons from the natural world. His teachings and parables were always ecological in theme. With the symbol of communion itself, the sharing of bread and wine was the first Jewish Passover Seder. It was first a Jewish Passover Seder, and Jesus' final Passover before he left us in his time on earth. And the elements of bread and wine were also rooted in nature, bread from grain and wine from grapes. The fruit of the land transformed by human hands, pointing to that sacred place where earth and humanity intersect. Our unfolding covenant to be good stewards and caretakers of our natural world, that the earth is not ours to take and exploit, that it is a home we share with every living thing. So in place of wine and bread, we're instead turning to the elements of water and salt. Water as essential for all life, touching all parts of our planet. Salt of the earth and ocean, literal rock that we eat. An element that preserves and flavors, in addition to being a nutrient for healthy bodies and nerves. Literal elements of body and blood that make us up and give us life. In this place where you're feeling hopeless and in great despair, I offer you this moment to reconnect with the earth. While tasting a bit of salt and water might seem strange, even a little bit weird or off-putting to a few of you, I want to invite us all into the worship lab this morning, to be brave to face our discomforts and try something new. Much like that first burning sip of wine on an empty stomach, a pinch of sea salt also serves as a grounding for us in this exact moment of connection. The Easter story is a promise. Like the earth takes what is dead and dying and transforms it into new life, so too is Easter the promise that death will never have the final say over life and love. Easter is the promise that even in a hopeless world, we can still find life growing in the cracks, like moss in the concrete or mushrooms out of an old rotting stump. This Easter, may we become a different sort of resurrection, a resurrection of human hearts and hands, of spirits rekindled to the cause of nurturing our shared earth. May we become what we already are and what we also receive. Salt of the earth, living waters from every corner, ocean, river, and stream. May we become this living earth. Amen. So in a moment, we'll begin our communion by passing out our elements of salt and water. We're going to have some folks come forward to bring you a tiny pinch of sea salt and a small cup of water. Make sure that you wait before tasting the elements. I'll be giving you some instructions in a little bit, so hold on to those. Don't take them just yet. And those of you online might want to grab a little bit of salt and water if you'd like to join us here in the room in this ritual of connection. Each of you is invited to participate in this communion, no matter who you are or where you find yourself on life's journey, no matter your spiritual path. As is true of Unitarian Universalism, in everything we do, you're always free to pass if you need to. And as we pass out our elements, we'll be singing Carolyn McDade's Come Drink Deep. The lyrics will be up on the screen. It's one of our songs that we've sung often at water communion before, so it'll be nice to hear that one again. So come, dear ones, all things are ready. This table, this ground, this sacred earth is calling out to you. Welcome home, come sit and be fed.
Come drink deep of living waters, without cup and close to the ground. Wade with bare feet into troubled waters, where love
that was a beautiful exercise in community right before our eyes. There wasn't any deliberate plan with how to make this all happen, but it was a beautiful reflection of my helpers coming to my rescue and our community coming together. So I invite you to hold the salt and water in your hands. As we hold this salt and water in our hands, we pause to reflect on our many connections to this earth, this planet we call our home. On this Earth Day, we remember a sacred meal shared in an upper room, but also shared in everyday fields and forests, in gardens and deserts, where life breathes and bodies gather. We remember Jesus of Nazareth, an earth-based teacher whose ministry rose from soil and sea, who noticed the lilies and loved the sparrows, who taught us to look to the land for lessons in love, justice, and grace. This morning, we listen for another teacher, older still, the earth itself, who whispers to us now, calling us back into communion. And so, as you take your salt, as we take this pinch of salt, hear the earth speak. I was here when you were born, and I cradled you in ocean and stone. I flow in your blood, I am present in your tears and in your sweat. Take and taste this salt. It is of me, and I am of you. Let it remind you of your origins, your oceans, your aliveness. Taste and remember, you belong to me. Salty. As we now take the cup of water, which I think will be much needed, as we take this cup of water, hear the earth speak. I am the river running through you. I am the rain falling on your fields, the wellspring of your thirst. Take and drink this water. It is my gift to all that live. Let it cleanse you, renew you, awaken you to what is sacred and share. Drink and remember that you are a part of me. The earth has fed you. The earth has spoken. You are made of water and salt, of memory and miracle. You are part of this great turning, this great healing, and our shared becoming. Let this communion bind you not just to one another, but to every creature, every stone, every drop, and every tree. Let it be a covenant to live gently, fiercely, and lovingly on this planet. The earth whispers once more, you are my child. You are my hope. Love me, care for me. I am your only home. For the gift of this shared meal and of these loving gifts of the earth, we say amen and blessed be.
Would you rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn for today, found in your teal hymnal number 1036, the Calypso Alleluia. We're going to sing the first verse a few times. We're going to sing, then we're going to have a little interlude. We'll sing the second verse a few times, have a little interlude, and then we'll close with the first verse again. And if you feel so moved to move, dance, wave your arms, we invite you for all of that.
Hallelujah,
Let us reach the place of self, the place that is not alien to truth. Let us wash over with peace and serenity, with fierce longing for light and heart, with living strength flowing in our veins, bringing ourselves into fearlessness and into trust.
So I'll invite you first this time to stay seated a little bit because I've got a couple of announcements for you. We usually do these a little bit earlier, but in our service today with all the other moving parts, now is your favorite time of the service, right? The litany of announcements. So join us for a blessing of our new nursery space after the service today. We're calling our new nursery space the Greenhouse to follow our theme of the Seed program. Chelsea's got a wonderful program going on. We also have an eco-friendly Easter egg hunt happening after the service for any young ones. So we invite you to also come for some special treats and activities. See the link in the flash for information on things that you can actually still donate to our emerging nursery. It's really taking shape lovingly. We urgently need some volunteers for the UUCGT Evergreen Garage Sale this Saturday. That's happening from noon to 3 p.m. There's a wonderful pancake breakfast happening beforehand starting at 10 a.m. up until noon. And the proceeds will go to support our work here at UUCGT, but also the Evergreen community as well. If you have some gently used items, emphasis on gently used, if you'd like to donate, we'll be accepting items on Friday, April 25th here, from 3 to 7 p.m. via this drive-through donation drop-off we're doing. We also really need some volunteers for that as well. So please see the flash for more information and come support UUCGT and also this wonderful group. And lastly, our Transforming Hearts series is beginning this Tuesday, basically fostering a sense of inclusion and welcome, radical welcome, not just for trans, non-binary folks, but also for all of us. This is a wonderful series. It's going to be offered via Zoom and also here in our sanctuary on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock p.m. Please reach out to the office or to me if you're interested in taking this program. We're trying to keep things a little more internal and safe just by nature of the content. So see more information on how to register and also receive the Zoom link. Just let us know. And now, if you could please rise and join hands with your neighbor. We also have this symbol of please do not touch me if you're somebody that doesn't like to be touched. That's outstretching your hands like this. And those of you online are also welcome to join us in this time of connection. And so in the spirit of covenant, community, and commitment, and in the spirit of Easter and treading lightly upon this earth, may we be made ready to serve one another and create the world we so desperately dream of. Go in peace, may it be so, amen. Happy Easter, stay salty.